I know how to set a bone even. I mean, really, what I see with even bone break, I used to, oh, bone break, go to the hospital. Now I'm like, I don't know, because they love surgeries and pins and metal. They've become fascinated with this robotic AI disease.
That reminded me of a story. Well, it was 2012, so it was 10 years ago. I had a cell phone in my hand, and it was a full moon, and it was not a very good night for me. And I fell on my hand with the cell phone, and I heard a crunch. So I knew something was broken, and I panicked. Instead of feeling around inside of my hand to see what was broken, I let it swell up too much, and then I tried to find the emergency room, and I finally got there. And actually, the first doctor was pretty cool. He was young, and I made some astrology jokes, and he thought that was pretty funny. He'd never met anyone like me before. I asked him if he knew the Hippocrates quote about doctors who don't know any astrology, and he thought that was funny. So anyway, the first doctor was all right, and then a team of surgery nurse and a bunch of other people came in, and they told me they were going to book me for surgery because I needed pins and screws or my hand wouldn't work properly. And I suppose they're used to just getting a lot of nods. Yeah, okay, I guess. Oh, I have to get surgery. Okay, I guess so. But I said no, I'm not having surgery. I just want to leave. And they tried to high pressure sales talk me into it, and I still said no. And then I left. And I was upset because I knew they were going to try to do that. They always try to do that. They talked my mother in already to getting surgery on her back. They told her back was broken when she was 12 and she needed to have it repaired when she was in her 50s. And she just said, okay, and went in and got her back surgery. And they put screws in her back. And then when she went up for the follow-up appointment, they said, oh, there's a bent screw. Sorry. We can redo it if you want. And it took her months to even be able to walk. She had a walker and then a cane from this surgery that was supposedly to help her from back pain. She was complaining about back pain, and that was their solution. Of course, that was their solution. So anyway, they put a bunch of robot screws in my mom and fucked her up. So I'd already known that was 2011 or 10 that they did that. So it's 2012. I leave the hospital upset with 2 broken bones. They didn't cast it or anything. They just put a tensor bandage. And I waited out a month and a half or something, and I went back for one follow-up appointment. So in this follow-up appointment, it is a whole new staff, of course, because it's an ER, and I didn't have a family doctor. I haven't had a family doctor since I was a kid. And my children have never had a family doctor. Because I know that's what they're trying to do. Establish a family doctor that you bring your child to all the time so that they get used to going to this so-called expert in healthcare instead of knowing how to do things themselves. So family doctor, I'm at the ER again, a whole bunch of noobs, and the doctor comes in, you're sitting in the room alone, the doctor comes in, he's got the paperwork, he looks at the paper, he says, oh, that healed all right, so how do you feel then? And it looks fine on this end. And so I said, oh, it looks fine, does it? So I guess I don't need pins and screws? And the doctor said, no. Kind of, why would you think that, And I said, really? Because you guys have a high-pressure sales team come in here and try to get me surgery, and I wonder how many other people have said yes to that surgery when they really didn't need it. The doctor looked at me, and he actually looked scared, and he just kind of got up and left the room. But I'm ranting at him, and then I was sitting there alone thinking, oh, fuck, Mary, why did you have to open your mouth again? Why don't you just leave? So then I'm about to leave, and then they come back, and they have the counselor team, Oh, Mary, how are you feeling? Get up and start moving towards the door, and they had a guard there outside the door already, and oh my god. And they escorted me out and pointed at the sign that said, no foul language and no disrespecting the staff. And I thought that was funny. What about the mass amounts of people that you are disrespecting trying to get them surgery when they don't really need it? And anyway, I end up outside, a raging redhead out the front, and got home. And I haven't done anything since. And So I don't know, with the physical therapy I probably could have gone to, but I didn't do anything. I just use my hand. I just use it, and it doesn't have the same full range of movement, and it aches sometimes when it's cold. But what I learned from the whole experience is how you need to act really quick. If you think there's a bone broken, you gotta get your fingers right in there and feel around. And then after a while it swells up so big you can't do that. So you really need to do that right away. Feel along and see what's broken. I'm sure on bigger bones it's easier to do too. But no cast or anything, just tried not to move it until it was feeling better. And here I am, 10 years later. No robot parts yet.